So I meant to do this video on Monday, but then I didn't get the time or chance to. Then I meant to do it on Tuesday, but then I twisted my ankle really badly and I had to go somewhere later on that day. So now here I am on a Wednesday. Yeah, I had a hell of a week. But first game, week 6. Eagles versus Giants, where the Eagles' issues that have been building up and have been getting very apparent over the course of the season came to a full head. And the Eagles were not good. They almost had a chance to come back from this, but that pick six ruined it. Jalen Hurts has regressed, for sure. Question is how bad. A.J. Brown probably wants out of there. Saquon's been there, I guess. He hasn't really been doing that much either. Nobody's really been doing that much either. The offensive coordinator sucks. And the defense didn't help at all too, because the defense let Jackson Dart, the guy who was on his third start, best them in convincing fashion. And this is a Giants team that literally lost to the Saints. And the Saints got turnovers off of them. The Saints beat the Giants, but the Eagles lost to the Giants. Does that make the Saints the technicality Super Bowl champions? No, but still. You lost to a team that lost to the Saints 4 days prior. That is not good. And, Jackson Dart and Cam Skattebo are 2 rising knights that are gonna save Brian Daboll's job, which, what a shocker. But yeah, Eagles have stuff to work on. Giants, we'll see about Giants. And then we have Broncos versus the Jets, which if you got up to see this game, if you got up to see this game and you were really tired, you probably went back to sleep while watching this game, because good Lord was this boring. But hey, the Jets finally got a turnover though after 5 games, which at least their defense showed up, but good God, man. All my Justin Fields stocks are down the drain. And now Garrett Wilson has a hamstring injury. That's just great, man. That's just awesome, man. But the Broncos, man, the Broncos need to figure it out, okay? You almost lost to the Jets. You're lucky. The Jets' offense was so poorly bad that you basically won the game, but you didn't win it convincingly at all because your offense wasn't doing chicken shit too. Ugh. And besides, you almost lost that game because you got a safety because of offensive holding, which could have cost you at the end of it. But the Jets forgot to how to play football in the final drive. So yeah. Broncos win, but they gotta figure it out. I mean, Jets, man, they're done. But Cardinals versus Colts, where surprisingly Jacoby Brissett had a great game. But the Colts, man, we live in a world where the Colts are the current number 1 seed. It's 2025, and the Colts are the number 1 seed, and the Patriots are ahead of the AFC East. Is this the early 2010s or something? What the hell? But Colts won. Cardinals, they at least had good offense performance besides Marv. Poor guy got concussed. That's just great. But still, the Colts still won, and yeah, man, Colts are still a great team. And now they're gonna go face the Chargers, which I bet Anani Mitchell will have Vietnam War flashbacks. But then we have Browns versus the Steelers, where the Browns' offense is as bad or even worse than what it was last year. Like, here's the thing, all right? Kevin Stefanski, you need to realize something. Your offensive system fucking sucks. You need to realize that right now. All right, you suck. And Browns media guys are like, oh, this loss was on Andrew Berry. Oh, this loss was on Andrew Berry, not Kevin Stefanski. Do you see why they're so bad? You guys they're literal fans and you will defend them. Like, oh my God. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. Were we watching the same game? Who the fuck was calling the offensive plays? Because it wasn't Andrew Berry. Not saying that Andrew Berry isn't at fault for any of this. But still, Andrew Berry wasn't the coach who was calling the offensive plays. It was Kevin Stefanski. So don't give me that bullshit where it's like all on Andrew Berry. It was mostly on Kevin Stefanski. The guy's system sucks. And I was talking to a good friend who was like Kevin Stefanski is like, the system, you either work in my system or you don't. And he said that's not how it works, and that they need to adjust to it if Shedeur comes in, the quarterback. Which at this point, are they even going to do it? Are they? Or are they just going to or is Dylan Gabriel just going to be the perfect definition of a Browns quarterback? This guy is literally the Hawaiian version of Russell Wilson. But 2025 Russell Wilson, that's what I mean. Like, the guy, maybe it's not our fault for him because of the teams that he's faced, but good God, man. Like, Kevin, get a fucking grip of yourself. Alright? Stop being a douchebag with the same repeated BS. Alright? Because even if we fired Kevin Stefanski, we're getting an even worse coach. Like, the Browns are going to be a fucking mess for the next decade or two. And I don't even give a fuck about the new stadium because this team is far from functional or even worth paying attention to. Alright? We had the guy, and then he got a shoulder injury. Which we should have just put him down for the rest of the season. Yes, fans would have been pissed. But it would have saved his long-term trajectory. But no, we didn't. The organization turned on him. But guess what? We got Deshaun Watson, and now he's in Tampa balling out. This team is pathetic. It really is. Kevin Stefanski has regressed. He's fucking terrible now. And if we fire him, then I'm just going to be like, then I'm going to be indifferent toward it because at the end of the fucking day, we're not going to get any coach better because the owner is still there. The general manager is still there. Alright? Jimmy Haslam sucks. But that's pretty much every Browns owner. But yeah, man, I'm pissed. I mean, the Steelers, whatever. You got your win. Good for you, I guess. And then we got the Cowboys versus Panthers. Well, Rico Dowdle got his revenge game. Oh, Jerry. Do you guys have a run defense? Maybe you guys need some Micah Parsons or something. Because, I don't know. Like Rico Dowdle literally got his revenge game on you in the best possible way possible. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard's never getting his job back. That's for sure. Like running back one, like that's not happening, Chuba. Your job is done, cooked. And the Cowboys, I mean, Jake Ferguson, one of the best tight ends in the league. Dak Prescott did surprisingly well. Dak Prescott did well. But at the end of the day, you lost to the Panthers, which not a fault of Dak in any sort of way. I mean, the defense is atrocious. I mean, maybe you could have not traded your best player a week before the season started. But hey, whatever. Cowboys are going to be a mess, that's for sure. And then we got the Seahawks versus Jaguars, where the Seahawks are the better all-around team. I mean, Greg Newsome got cooked by JSN, which, that's the most Browns thing ever to happen, but whatever. And the Seahawks were just a better all-around team. The all-pro defense Like, the Seahawks defense that was not existent a week ago finally showed out and beat up the Jaguars, which Jaguars, I mean, you can't really say anything bad about the Jaguars because they're still a good team. We'll just go to next week. And then Rams versus Ravens. Oh, God. I don't even really care about this game, other than the fact that Puka Nacua got injured, which the offense, for some reason, can't get anything really going at all, either. Like, seriously, what the hell is going on with the Rams? I have no idea. Then we got the Chargers versus the Dolphins. Chargers have so many injuries, and yet I still expected them to win. And the Chargers won. Wow! And then we got Tua blaming everybody else. Man, when are you going to realize that the reason why you're so bad and you're going to get progressively even worse is because of what's going on in your freaking brain? Like, dude, one more concussion and you're done. I'm already surprised that you haven't gotten one yet this year. But still, Chargers win. And they need to get their foot on the bill because the way they've been playing since the Giants game, they are not going to win that division. And then we got the Patriots versus the Saints, where the Saints remain the team with heart, but just can't finish and close out the games. I mean, they gave them a better fight than the fucking Bills. Like, that's insane. They drafted Tyler Shough for nothing, dude. They are so drafting Arch Manning in 2027, it's not even funny. That is so happening. But the Patriots, Drake May had some good, crazy plays. I mean, the fact that they already got their guy after winning 6 Super Bowls, I mean, life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. Then we got Titans versus Raiders, where I mean, there's nothing really to say about this game. There's no, implication in this game. Well, besides the fact that Brian Callahan was fired the next day, which at least Titans fans have that, which at least he's not at the helm anymore, which you're just going to have to wait till next year to actually get an actual head coach. Because, good God, the rest of the staff ain't good at all either. And then we have 49ers versus Buccaneers, where I'm ready to say it. I think it's kind of obvious now, given the results of the later game. But the Buccaneers are the best team in the NFL. And I don't think it's even close. The fact that Baker Mayfield is playing at the MVP level, no, scratch and MVP. He is the MVP right now. There's no doubt in my mind that he's the MVP right now. And the fact that he played without his 3 top wide receivers, his top running back, and yet still played at an all-time level, and went crazy, especially on that 3rd and 4th T play where he scrambled for it. Like, he's a madman. And the 49ers, dude. The injury bug just loves to get him, huh? Like, Fred Warner, the only saving grace that your off defense left is God for the season, which that's just great. That doesn't really help anything. I mean, you'll still make it to the playoffs, but I'm not going to lie, dude. Next week when you guys face the Falcons, you might be cooked. I'm not even joking when I say that. You're going to be cooked. And then we have the Bengals versus the Packers, where the Packers. Surprisingly, Packers only won by 9. I mean, poor Joe, man. I'm surprised that he didn't die in this game. But, hey, man, Thursday night, we're going to get the Battle of the Unks. That game is going to be so hilarious. But, again, the Packers, I mean, man, I don't even know what to make of them at these days, dude. I mean, they lost to the freaking Browns, which, that's an accomplishment. And then they tied with then they had a tie with the Cowboys. I thought genuinely thought they were Super Bowl contenders at a point. Now they're just the same old team from last year, even with Micah Parsons. We'll just see later through the season if they progressively if like the defense can be back to what it was in the first 2 weeks of the season. But we'll see, dude. I guess they're just one of those teams that's just there to get a wild card exit or something. But we'll see. Then we got the Lions versus the Chiefs, where that reminded me of the Lions versus Packers game. It wasn't as bad as the Lions versus Packers game, but I guess the Chiefs came in to win and they won. The Chiefs outcoached them and outplayed them. Simple as that. Just got basically outplayed by them. Lions were not that good, to be honest. I was honestly disappointed in their performance, but I mean, it's even funnier enough that the most entertaining thing to happen in the game was really right after the game. I mean, if it was any other player in the Lions secondary that was fighting Juju, I probably would have mocked them. But then it was the best player on the secondary, Brian Branch, and I mean, there were like 5 corners out for that game, and the secondary needs a lot, and I mean a lot of work to be done on them. Like Terrion Arnold was out for that game, and even though he's been having like penalty problems and whatnot, like he's been getting penalized like crazy, but you know, they need to work on coverages. They need to rework that thing unless they want, because you're going to face Baker Mayfield, a guy who threw up a 45-yard dime to Tez Johnson against the 49ers, okay? Like, if you come in, like, if you played that game against the Buccaneers, Baker's going to literally drop dimes all over you. Unless Aiden Hutchinson just goes crazy and doesn't allow him to throw a damn ball. All right, that's what's going to happen. It's just going to happen unless you don't make any changes. And back to the topic of, like, the fight, which, I mean, it's Juju Smith-Schuster. All right, the guy who went viral for doing TikToks and then getting fucking clocked later in the game. Oh, God, that Steelers vs. Bengals game was so funny. But, I mean, people are calling. Brian Branch started the fight. Did you even watch the same fucking game? Oh my God. People are so insufferable these days. They don't know what they're talking about. They act like they watched the game, and then they form their own opinions about it, not knowing the whole story, or not even watching the whole game. It's hilarious. And even better to the fact that Juju literally got bitched. Like, that picture is going to go platinum, I'm not going to lie. And what do you know, they only punished Brian Branch, but not Juju Smith-Schuster. Like, that's the most Chiefs thing we've ever seen in our lives. Like, Patrick Mahomes saying that, like, they do extracurricular. My God, you have Rashee Rice on your fucking team. Do not say that bullshit. Alright? We're not doing this. We're not doing this now, buddy. It's not gonna happen. I mean, it's just plain bullshit Chiefs all the way. I mean, Patrick Mahomes doing a taunting play, which I don't even like the taunting penalty, but they didn't even call on it. Alright, and they're not beating the referee allegations. I don't care. They're not beating them. Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck the NFL. Yeah. And then we had the Bills versus the Falcons, where this made me go, what the fuck is going on this season? Like, genuinely, what is going on? Like, on the pace of this, alright, Bills got dominated. I'm not even gonna lie. Bills got dominated the whole first half. They tried to fight back in the second half, but they just couldn't. I mean, this was a team that got blown out by the Panthers. This was the team that got blown out by the Panthers. Shut out by them. And they beat the Bills. Dude. Falcons are legit. Falcons are legit. Falcons are legit now. Alright? Remember those dumb picks that we thought years ago weren't going to pan out? They somehow panned out. Why? Because the players they got are talented. Penix finally putting respect on lefty quarterbacks. Because the only lefty quarterback right now are like Dylan Gabriel and fucking Tua. So, like, it's not a good rep report right now, but now we finally got one. We finally got one in Bijan Bajan Robinson. Here, won me my game, won me my fantasy football game, so he's an all-timer in my books. But Falcons defense dominated. If the Falcons keep this up, they'll be for sure a playoff team, a wild card team. And like, yeah, man, if the Buccaneers somehow regress or something, they can definitely take that division. They can definitely take it unless they can take the division if the Buccaneers progress, which I don't think is going to happen. But they'll still be a great wild card team. And then we got the Bears versus the Commanders, where I mean, this just set up the funniest plot. This set up the funniest comedic BS that we could have ever thought of. Like, Cairo Santos could have played, so they had Jake Moody. The game came down to Jake Moody. A guy who's not a good kicker at all. Like, this set up the perfect comedic plot line, but nope. Sadly, we can't always get what we want. Sadly, we can't get the perfect thing for comedic reasons. And the Bears won, and I must say, I'm really impressed by the Bears, dude. Ben Johnson has truly taken control of the reins. Like, dude, the offense from last year to now this year feels so much better. It does. And the Commanders, they lost because of turnovers, all right? And, that fumble at the end lost them that game. If they didn't fumble that ball, they probably would have ran out the clock and won that game. But I still think the Commanders are a great team. The Bears are so much better than what they were last year. And if the Bears keep this up, they can be a wildcard team. I'm sure of it. And that's it. Man, this season is confusing as hell. Why the fuck are the Colts the number one seed? What is going on, man? This is the most confusing season that I've ever had in my lifetime. God, the playoffs are going to be something else. But, yep, that's it. Bye.